What is your reaction? What happened?
Well, it's a shame we're even talking about this. I mean, I went to the game in Austin. It was a great time, but then here, I'm start getting emails and Twitter and hearing everything that's going on, and it's just taken away from that. So it's disgusting.
You've suggested, I saw one media report, you've suggested that maybe there should be a special assessment of WVU students when they enroll at WVU to help pay for the additional police and fire protection if this is going to happen consistently?
Yes. There's this situation. People have to realize that when all our first responders are sent to that area, our community's not covered, and it wasn't done last weekend. But also the issues that we have on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night in our downtown area, which occurs all the time. We don't have enough police officers to cover all that, or firemen. And I think it's time that we look at some type, talking with WVU, some type of a tuition assessment. Give you an example: $20 a semester would amount to $1.2 million a year. We could hire 10 or 15 new police officers, which is needed. We can't afford it.
Mm-hmm. Is it, there again, and WVU says they're going to meet and cooperate with law enforcement authorities, and no offense to WVU, because there are 30,000 students, okay, and you can't control 30,000 students necessarily, but we all, and I agree there has to be cooperative effort, but we always hear like, okay, we're all going to get together and figure out what to do. I mean, at some point, don't you get tired of sitting down and figuring out what we're going to do, and then the same thing happens?
Absolutely. Here we go again. And they just have to be hardcore. I heard your statement with talking with
Ken Gray.
And expel them from school. Just say that. They're going to be expelled. You have to set it. You have to take a stand somewhere, and just say that.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
Yeah, well, I tell you, my thought is, and I'm not a zero tolerance guy, but at some point after 40 years, and there are going to be some instances. I mean, sometimes things are going to happen. But if people start fires or try to turn cars over and riotous behavior, and you kick them out of school, you know what? People will get the message. I would publicize it. But word will get around. People will get the drift. And when mommy and daddy call up and say, I can't believe you expelled Johnny from school, and say, well, tough. Send him somewhere else.
You're absolutely correct. Advertise it. The Daily Museum does basically pretty much nothing to talk about what's happening, and I know they have some type of privacy act where they can't mention anybody's name. I never really checked into if that's true, but you're correct.
People will get the word. People get the word. Yeah. Because I tell you, Again, I tell you who gets tired, and this is, I was a student, and I was actually, this is a little bit of a pot calling the kettle black, because I was in the early riots. I didn't throw anything, but I was stupid, and I was drunk, and there were other people who were stupid and drunk, and I saw people throw bottles at the police and fire, and I'm ashamed today that I was part of that, and maybe I need to learn a lesson too, but some people need to learn a lesson, and it gets old, frankly, it gets old.
Absolutely, I agree. I mean, they have to take a stand. They need to learn it. They need to know that we will not put up with this in our city. We don't want to put our first responders in harm's way, which happened the other night, and leave all the rest of our community vulnerable. They're all downtown. Not actually the whole county from last weekend. They brought in the state police. They brought in the sheriff, Westover police. We shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah. All right.
It's frustrating.
All right. Mayor Jim Manilla. Jim, thanks a lot.